I was looking for a risk. I was looking for a challenge. I was looking for a way to explore parts of my soul and consciousness that I haven't yet explored.
There is a certain risk with applying to a school that's so new, like Ralston College. And there's just a risk in general in undertaking enterprise like this. Am I going to like my classmates and my professors? Will I have what it takes to get through such a rigorous program? Is a school in its first year really going to be able to do what it wants to do? But when I really thought about it, I almost had no choice but to take this risk because the rewards were so great.
I think the thing that surprised me the most here at Ralston is the community that we've all built together.
I didn't know what to expect. You know, I've been in the professional field for a few years. It's been a while since I've been in college, so I didn't know who my classmates were going to be.
Like, I had this abstract idea in my head about pursuing truth, beauty, and goodness, but I don't think I realized how important it was to be surrounded by other people who shared the same vision that I did.
The community I've encountered here at Ralston is amazing. We have students from very different backgrounds, and we all come together for the common pursuit of truth. We're very open to that and very supportive of each other.
We just work so well as a group, and just going through these intense experiences over and over has just brought us all really close together.
This is a community that's wholeheartedly dedicated to the pursuit of truth. The conversations that we have in class are absolutely fascinating, and then they naturally spill over into all of the things that we do outside of class, whether we're at the beach or playing ultimate frisbee or just sitting together watching the sunset on the shores of Samos. I feel like I've learned so much from my classmates. Assumptions that I had going to this program have been broken down, and I've been forced to think about what I really believe and why I really believe those things.
It's very clear that the teachers and the students want the best for one another, and there's a high level of mutual trust that's developed, and partly as a consequence of the difficulty of the program. I think we're in this together, and everyone is finding out how far they can be pushed, how far they can push themselves.
Coming here wasn't without risk. I used to work in the technology fields. It was a very, I'll call it easy lifestyle, but couldn't help but feel a calling to me asking to communicate with the wisdom of the ancients. It seemed like Ralston College was the place to learn the language of some of the greatest minds of humankind, and then speak directly to them through their works, and then learn to befriend them and communicate with them.
I guess the reason I decided to take the leap of faith onto a college that essentially didn't really exist was faith in the idea of being immersed in Greek, because that's just a great idea.
I'm learning ancient Greek and modern Greek in ancient Greek and modern Greek about things in ancient Greek and modern Greek that I did not know before. So now imagine hearing a language you just don't know and then having to comprehend and have your brain formulate what could this possibly mean. And I love it.
None of us knew a lick of Greek before coming here, and not only can we speak it decently enough to survive in a modern town, but we've learned a lot more about the Greek people themselves.
I take notes in Greek now. I journal every morning in Greek for a little bit. But just getting the words through my mind, I'm constantly thinking in Greek. It's like the fire of my soul is like living in ancient Greek.
It's a different way to see the world. It changes how you see language, it changes how you see institutions, it changes how you see history.
I was very passionate about the philosophical underpinnings. All of that stuff drew me in, but I wasn't sure about the language. But then when I got here and I saw what this was about, and I heard the rationale from Dr. Conlon of why and how this land, this beautiful land and this beautiful language are the roots of Western society and culture. And the true way that we're able to engage with that is through the language.
Name me another place where I can listen to a symphony orchestra talk about poetry and then go back and do a theology seminar. And let's not forget, getting into Plato, but in his mother tongue. There's no other institution that would do all of this riveting work.
I have valued the most about traveling definitely the way that it mirrors the kind of intellectual journey that we're doing, which is to see new avenues, experience new ways of thought, and the kind of different expeditions that we've gone on throughout the country have really beautifully paralleled the different types of learning that we've been doing in the classroom.
I think a story that I would share would be when we went to Patmos and we all read from Revelation right in the shadow of the cave where the revelation was revealed to John. That's an experience that you can't really ever have again.
Coming to the places where these books were written or where these books are still alive, it's really moving. Like walking there, Agora, where Socrates was teaching. Even among simple people, Pythagoras is a living figure who they venerate as their ancestor, and the Orthodox tradition in general.
So many experiences have been so meaningful and rich and profound. Yesterday at the excursion we had at the olive farm, we went to harvest olives with a farmer, and the family was incredibly generous to us. They kept us there all day. We cooked with them. They laughed with us. We spoke Greek with them. One person rode their horse. But there was one moment at dinner where I realized I was eating the vegetables they grew in their yard. I'd been taken to every place that they owned, welcomed in as if I was a family member, and I'm sitting at their table with my other classmates, one of them playing a harpsichord in the background, two of them was talking about Shakespeare, one of them was talking about Kant, and two of them are practicing judo in the yard. So if you can encapsulate the whole of the experience into a moment, it's probably that.
I would tell someone who is contemplating applying for Ralston is, what do you have to lose?
In the beginning, we need more repetition, and as you get
I don't really see it as a risk. Knowing everything that I knew about the program, going through it, I think that if the program was even half as educational and as good as it was advertised to be, then it wouldn't have been a risk, and it's turned out to be more than I expected.
If you're thinking about applying to Ralston College, what do you have to lose? This is the opportunity of a lifetime. This is the adventure of a lifetime. Think about it this way. Here at Ralston, we're dedicated to studying the liberal arts. And the liberal arts are the things that will free us, free our souls from vice and ignorance if we study them in the way that they're meant to be studied. But the liberal arts are also the things that you can really only devote yourself to if you are free from the other constraints of life that we naturally have. And it's so hard to free yourself from those things. But Ralston College, by giving us this opportunity, they have freed us in order to study the things that will ultimately help free our souls. And that's a beautiful and noble thing. And there's no other school like this.
I think more than anything, I'm going to remember this chance that I've had to be hopefully the start of a great movement and one that is absolutely necessary. I remember thinking maybe about a week ago, this is the start of something absolutely incredible. So many years down the line, that's what I'm going to look back at. I'm going to look back and say, I was there at the beginning and I was able to do something for the generations that came afterwards.